There's a saying in boxing that if Big George Foreman hit you, you stayed hit. And for good reason. When Big George Foreman stepped into the ring, he wasn't just any heavyweight contender. He was a force of nature, a man whose fist could level mountains and whose legacy would be carved in history. Born in Marshall, Texas in 1949, George Foreman's rise to boxing superstardom didn't happen overnight. In fact, he had to overcome a rough upbringing, including poverty and crime, to find his path in the sport that would define him. But once he found that path, it became clear that George Foreman was destined for greatness. With a destructive power that few could match, Foreman became a knockout artist. His punching power, legendary. His right hand, a sledgehammer that could end a fight in the blink of an eye. In the ring, Foreman didn't just hit his opponents, he left them questioning whether they'd ever get back up. Foreman's 1973 bout against Joe Frazier remains one of the most iconic moments in boxing history. Their fight, a brutal, unforgiving battle. Frazier, the heavyweight champion, was known for his toughness, but even he couldn't withstand Foreman's relentless assault. In 2 rounds, Foreman knocked Frazier down 6 times, and the world knew, if Big George hit you, you stayed hit. But it wasn't just his punches that made him a champion. Foreman's mentality, his confidence, and his unshakable focus in the ring set him apart. In 1974, he became the world heavyweight champion by defeating the great Joe Frazier, cementing his place as one of the most feared men in boxing. Then after retiring, George surprised the world with a comeback in the 1990s, this time as a 40-something father of 10. But even in his 40s, with the wisdom of years and the body of a veteran, George still had that power. In 1994, he did the unthinkable. He reclaimed the World Heavyweight Championship at the age of 45, knocking out Michael Moore in one of the most unbelievable upsets in boxing history. At that moment, Big George proved that even time couldn't diminish his ferocity. But George Foreman's legacy is not just in the ring. After retiring for good, he became an entrepreneur, philanthropist, and an iconic TV personality. The George Foreman Grill became a household name, and his down-to-earth, lovable personality won the hearts of millions. George Foreman was more than just a fighter. He was a true champion in every sense of the word. Both inside and outside the ring, his powerful punches will never be forgotten, and neither will his incredible resilience. Because when Big George hit you, you stayed hit.